Okay, my name's Conal from Metropolis Music. We're national concert promoters, and I promote artists such as the Foo Fighters, Snow Patrol, Keane, the Scissor Sisters, Jamie Cullum. So probably every sphere of music between the Foo Fighters and Jamie Cullum. It's not an exact science. There are lots of things that new artists can do. First thing is make sure you can play competently before you approach a promoter. The amount of artists that obviously try to run before they can walk, there's quite a lot of people that try and do that. Yeah. So practice and practice, make sure you're really good before you present yourself in front of someone that's got a professional eye to look at. Even if it's just asking a friend of yours to come watch you practice, or someone that's in your family that goes to lots of concerts. So make sure you're good first of all, and try to initially ingratiate yourself to whether your local promoter is that promotes the sort of music that you're playing. So if you're an indie band, find out who promotes most of the indie bands in your town or city or village, approach them, try and get a support slot on the promise that you'll bring lots of your friends, and don't promise things that you can't deliver, because that will annoy people. So try to get all your friends to come to your first gig. If you're any good musically and you bring quite a lot of people, then that local promoter is going to want to rebook you again, and you can start to build upon that. How can a new band catch my ear? Again, there are lots of ways. Brand new bands, people like me, we still listen to new music all the time, and generally it's going to come from another manager or an agent or a record company that we're already working with another artist. So if you're brand new right out of the box, then there's got to be something that attracts my attention to it in the first place. Now that might be because you've got lots of supporters already. You might have lots of people that have listened to your music on whatever, Facebook or MySpace or United or whatever. There's got to be a reason for a national promoter to be really interested in a brand new band. Don't kid yourself. We're not going to be beating a path to your door just because you've written 5 great tunes. You need to be able to stand out. We're live promoters. You need to be able to play live really well, and there are a myriad of ways, I guess. A lot of it is going to be based on luck, the right person hearing it at the right time and recommending it to a promoter or a manager or an agent or whatever else. But don't kid yourself as well that people are just looking, some are unlucky. You make your own luck. So the harder you work and the more committed you are to putting yourself in front of people on whatever occasion, the more chance you're going to have of being successful. I think the easiest route for a band is to be better than anybody else at what you play. There are lots and lots of bands playing rock music, there are lots and lots of bands playing indie music. At the end of the day, the ones that succeed because they've worked the hardest generally, and they're not always going to be the most creative. Hopefully they are going to be the most creative and making the best music, but they're not always going to be the ones that rise to the top. There are lots of really good bands that fail because they don't work hard enough and they're not prepared to put the graft in. So, as I said, it's not an exact science. People can have lucky breaks through so many different sort of channels. You need to be able to maximise your potential by working as hard as you can. Number one, make sure you can play and make sure you're interesting to look at. You don't have to wear the same suits. You don't have to all wear spangly shirts or be a girl band wearing next to nothing to get people's attention. You just need to be entertaining and watchable. You need to be prepared to put the graft in. You've got to work really hard. It's really difficult if you're a brand new artist to try and come to the attention of a local promoter, let alone a national promoter. So if you get offered a gig at a day's notice, it might be awkward because you're working, but put the effort in. Be nice to people. Work with people as effectively as you can. Young bands that rock up at a gig and have a bit of an attitude and are strutting around like rock stars before they've got a record deal or a manager or agent, just going to piss people off. It's a really simple thing, you know. If you're expecting promoters and venue owners to work with you, or journalists to write about you, or a manager to come and work and be on board with you, you need to be people that they can work with.